Today we are going to learn how to compute with scientific notation. The basic computations are add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And yes, you can do them by hand, but in today's world, I honestly am going to recommend a calculator. I can't see a time where you would need to do it without a calculator, but I'm going to point out some things so you can tell that you're doing it right with a calculator. So our first one, we have 7.3 times 10 to the 8th times 2.4 times 10 to the 3rd. So, because we're timesing exponents, 8 times 3, we're timesing exponents, you add them. So 8 plus 3, it should be times 10 to the 11th, or around there. It might be 12, it might be 10, but it's going to be somewhere in that range. So that's how we're going to know we're doing it right. So I do 7.3 times, and I'm going to do all of it in parentheses. Always use parentheses when we're typing this in. Parentheses. 7.3 times 10 caret 8 parenthesis, close parenthesis, open parenthesis, 2.4 times 10 caret 3, close parenthesis. And my calculator automatically put it in scientific notation for me. I get 1.752 times 10 to the 12th. Now we guessed about 10 to the 11th, but 7.3 times 2.4 is actually 17. So that's where the extra one came from, because we had to move it one more over to get the 1.7. So that's why we added one to what we guessed. Alright, that is multiplying. Dividing. 8.64 times 10 to the 6th divided by 4.32 times 10 to the 3. Always use parentheses. Parenthesis 8.64 times 10 caret 6, close parenthesis, divided by parenthesis. Emphasis again, you have to get those parentheses. 4.32 times 10 caret 3, close parenthesis, gives us a nice 2,000. Because it's in scientific notation, we're going to want our answer in scientific notation. We can really quickly put it into scientific notation. 2 times 10 to the 3rd. We could also, with our calculator, have it do it. So if we go to second, and then I'm going to zoom in so you can see, it says science and engineering. Can you see that? So I'm going to hit that. And then I'm going to arrow over, zoom out a little bit so you can see it still. Arrow over to science, and then I hit enter. And now it's going to give me everything in scientific notation. And it's going to tell me it's doing that because it's going to say SCI right there, meaning scientific notation. Every answer it's going to give me is going to be in scientific notation. Which, as anticipated, it was 2 times 10 to the 3rd. When I'm done working in scientific notation, I can hit second science, arrow back over to float, hit enter, and it will give it to me in standard form. If it's a big number, it will automatically do scientific notation. If it's less than 9 digits, it will just do, do standard form unless I tell it to do scientific notation. Now, let's jump back here. 8.64 divided by 4.32. 8 divided by 4 is 2. 64 divided by 32 is 2. So there's the 2. We're dividing exponents. When you're dividing exponents, you minus them. 6 minus 3 is 3. So you could have done it without the fancy stuff as well. Alright, so we've got multiplying, we've got dividing. Let's do an add one. 9.67 times 10 to the 6th plus 3.45 times 10 to the 5th. And again, we're just going to straight up go to the calculator because that's honestly the easiest. 9.60 parentheses, 9.67 times 10 caret 6, close parenthesis, plus open parenthesis, 3.45 times 10 caret 5, close parenthesis, and we get the number. Again, it's in standard form. We don't really want standard form, so I'm going to hit second sci, over to science, hit enter, And I get 1.0015 times 10 to the 7th. Now let's analyze this one and how it would have got that from here, just so we understand kind of where the numbers are coming from. You can't add things with different bases. So this would be 10 to the 6th, this is 10 to the 5th. However, if I were to take it out of scientific notation by making that 96 and that just 5, then I could say 96.7 times 10 to the 5th plus 3.45 times 10 to the 5th. 96 plus 3, 96.7 plus 3.45, 5 comes down, 7 plus 4 is 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. Oh, that's where that 10015 came from. And then times, and the 10 to the 5th just came down. This would be like exponents doing 3x squared plus 7x squared. With the base of the same, you just add the numbers. This is your base, so that's your x squared. You just add the coefficients, 9.67 and 3.45. It's the same idea. Your calculator will do it for you, though, and I would recommend that. But jumping back, if you did do it by hand, you've got 10 to the 5th, move it over 2 more to put it in scientific notation. Because we moved it over 2 more, we add 2, 1.0015 times 10 to the 7th. And we've done adding, which leaves us with this subtraction one. Let's do 9.8 times 10 to the 5th minus 6.7 times 10 to the 3rd. Parenthesis 9.8 times 10 caret 5, parenthesis, minus 6.7, oh, I forgot my parenthesis, open parenthesis, 6.7 times 10 caret 3, close parenthesis, and I get 9.733 times 10 to the 5th. You'll notice it automatically did scientific notation, because my calculator's in scientific notation mode from the last problem. Alright, 9.8 minus 6.7 we can't combine because we've got a 3 and a 5, but if I move this over 2, I'd have 980 times 10 to the 3rd minus 6.7 times 10 to the 3rd. 980 minus 6.7 gives me that. And that'd be times 10 to the 3rd, putting it back, gives me this 5. That is computations. I cannot emphasize enough, I really recommend a calculator for this. I will just mention briefly, in all the calculations I did the times 10 caret, because that's what I found students remember. You do have the option of using the E button, which would be one less button per problem. I could put 9.8 second E5 minus 6.7 second E3. In my experience teaching, this works well, and it's great, but my students tend to remember the times 10 and have an easy time typing it in, such that the E just seems to be more frivolous, and they don't remember it as well. So I usually just have them do times 10 caret, but you're welcome to use the E button and push one less button each time. Good luck.